Greetings everyone, Lumberg here. Today I'm excited to share a much researched topic about zombie troops. Zombie troops are the strongest troop in all of AOZ, and you need to find ways to maximize them, understand when to use them, and understand, some of the tips and tricks in recruiting and upgrading them. So this video is going to cover all of that. And let's jump into it. So this first table that I'm going to share, I'm going to show you a couple of tables, and then we're going to jump into the game and look at a couple of things. This first table basically is proving that zombie troops are invaluable. Here I've taken T10 troops, I've normalized them by per unit. So a shredder is 10 units, so we've divided it by 10 and so on. What's clear here is you can see that the zombie troop is almost better than any other troop by almost 150% compared to a sniper and laser. And what's even more surprising is that the defense is still higher than any other mid-row troop and just less than the armored soldier or shredder. The HP is a real surprise there, that it's almost 3 times as high as a sniper and a laser, and then even then it's almost double mid-row, and then from front row it's even more than front row. So it is undeniable that a zombie is a really important part of your army. Of course, they're mid-row troops. The next table that I'm going to show, and as usual, all these tables will be in the description below so that you can save these and reference them later as you need. This is a table that is simply putting together in a table format all of the genes. Sometimes it's hard to kind of click through and see which one do you get where. These are good milestones to keep in mind and see what is going to be the bonuses that you're going to get. And some of these are really important. So the fleet, the zombie fleet boost is extremely important. The conversion, this material collection rate boost, which we're going to talk about a lot, is really important because that means that when your troops die, how much of that converts to zombie materials that you could use to build more zombies. Then the daily max is really important, and then recruitment is not as important, but still will be valuable. And the zombie skill, we're going to talk about that too. So we'll come back to this table, keep this for reference. This is just, I've taken the technology tree and put it into a table format. All right. Basic table, but it's important to understand. So this is basically, zombies cost a little bit of food, oil, steel, minerals, whatever at the higher levels. But, they do cost one more rare resource, which is biomedical materials cost. I was able to, of course, I don't have T12 zombies. Those unlock at level 37. One of my good friends was able to give this data to me. So you can see that, it's an incrementally higher cost. And of course, the T12s are stronger than T11 and so on. We're going to come back to this table. So let's dive into, there's one more table that I really want to show. So the two most important tables I want to keep for future is this one here and this one. I love this table. So this one took a lot of trial and error and a lot of killing zombies and suiciding zombies to figure out, at what are the variables that determine how much biomedical materials do you get. So this is really important to understand. So we're going to dive into this table a little bit and come back to this, but this one you should save and keep because this will help you identify if you are going to suicide troops to get biochemical materials, which is a great tip. And one of the ones that is the main thing that you should take away from this video is that how do I maximize biochemical materials? What troops should I suicide, when, and what's the limit? So this one will give you the exact details so that you can calculate on a spreadsheet or just on a napkin. How many troops do you need to suicide daily if you aren't attacking somebody in order to maximize your zombie boost? For those of you that are interested in the formula, so after doing a lot of testing, I was able to actually find out what the formula is. And here is for your reference if you wanted to just care about how these formulas are done. Here is how the formula is going to be calculated for each of these cells. Most of you won't care about this, but for those of you that want to know the formula, this is how I came up with the table after doing a lot of testing. Okay, so now let's go into the game, and I will come back to some of those tables. So let's start from the very basic, but we'll quickly go into advanced very fast. So this is your biomedical zombie center or your biomedical lab. Extremely important building. First thing you have to keep in mind is that you can see the exact boost at where you are by clicking on this left button here of details. And then you're going to see all the details listed. I want to focus first on zombie fleet. So here you can see that my zombie fleet is 23.7 right here in the middle. And you can also see that by, just trying to attack something, right? So if you click here, you try to attack the lid zombie, you can see that your zombie fleet max is this 23,750. Well, how is this calculated, right? So that's important to understand. How that's calculated is, there's three places where you're getting that. So if you go into your treatment room and then the very top center, or top right corner here where it's highlighted biomedical technology, you click on that, and this is where I was saying I have the table format of all these genes. So each one of these at different levels, you can see that they offer at O2, at O1 at the last gene, I'm going to get 2,000 extra, which is going to be awesome, right? At M gene, I think it's at M2 and M4. So here, M1, I got 2,000 units there. And that was it. So each one of these adds up to getting to your zombie fleet numbers. That's one main source, is your zombie research. And here you will see that you can, at the maximum that you can get from this tree, and we can see that in the table, is 15.5K, so 15,500 units. Now, you also get units from your two zombie treatment girls, right? So these ladies, other than just creating an awkward situation when somebody finds you clicking them, and I've gotten questions from my kids that say, what are you doing? What are you playing with? So it's an annoying thing to kind of click on them, but they do offer valuable stats. So let's look at it. So if you click on them, click on intimacy, and then click on this question mark here at the left corner, you will see that Lucy is primarily designed to give you zombie boost. So here you can see that I'm at level 45, so I'm getting all of these boosts here. Not to be ignored, Saya is also great. She gives at certain tiers, at certain milestones, at level 10, you can see she gives a boost at level 20, level 30, 40, and so on. You get some fleet, but mostly it's zombie attack that she's giving. So let's go back to one of my tables here where I show Lucy and Saya. So the maximum that you can get. So here you'll see from level 1 to 20, you get 200 per level. So for a total of 400 fleet boost. So Lucy is really good for that fleet boost. From 21 to 40, you're getting 250 per level. So you're getting another 5,000 there. And then at the last 10 levels, you're getting 300 per level for a total, if you get Lucy to level 50, of 12,000. Saya, on the other hand, it's much lower. You're mostly getting attack, but at level 10 and 20, you get 500 each. 30 and 40, you get 750 each, and then at 50, you get 1,000 each. So the maximum that you can get here from Lucy and Saya at max levels is 15.5. And then let's go back to this table. Here you'll see from each of the gene research, so that the base that you'll get, the base that you'll get is 1,000 from just finishing, the early stages of the zombie. But then at L1, L2, and you can see all the way here for this second or third column here for 15.5. So the maximum zombie fleet that you can get if you max out your Z1 gene as well as Lucy and Saya is 31K. So that's a good number to keep in mind. So that's the goal. That's the goal that everyone has to get to. Okay, let's now go back to the game, and I'm going to share a couple of things about recruitment. So if we look at your zombie troops, and I'm actually recruiting some zombie troops now, so you do that in the biomedical workshop. You're limited to what level you can recruit based on your SID level. Even though I'm level 33 and I have T11, I can't unlock zombie T11 until level 34, which is, a whole other struggle. And then level 12 troops, even though you get T12 snipers at level 36, you can't really unlock the zombies until level 37. So I'm looking forward to eagerly getting to level 34. You can see I'm almost there. And then unlocking those zombies. One thing to keep in mind, let's talk about wall promotions. So when you are recruiting zombies, you are using these zombie boosts that you can see here in your details. These are the ratios, so you can see that my recruitment boost is 110%. That's what's being used. So main thing to keep in mind, it doesn't matter what hero you use to recruit these zombies. So let me just do a demonstration. Let's speed this up. All right, so normally when you're recruiting troops, so let's first look at a promotion. So when you're promoting a troop, what's being used is your Laureline and Sergeant Barney. Those are being used. So let's say I have some T9 zombies here that I want to promote. I want to promote 100 of them. You can see that the promotion time is 2 hours and 27 minutes. Now that's because I didn't have my actual recruitment heroes on. Let's put those on. And you will see that, of course, now it will be faster because the promotion bonus is applying instead of my fleet bonuses. Whoops. Now it's 2 hours and 5 minutes, so I did speed up. When you're recruiting zombies, it doesn't matter. So even if you have the Alliance skill on for national recruitment, it doesn't affect zombies. Those are all troops. These are considered separate. So when you're recruiting your zombies, even if you have Laureline or Sergeant Barney on, it doesn't change, it doesn't speed them up. It will remain at this number. And then one more thing to really keep in mind here is, so let's look at this. When you're promoting troops on the wall, and you want to promote zombies, you should do that as the least priority. So if you can see here, I'm almost done promoting everything that I had. So I am promoting zombies, but I recommend doing this only after you've, kind of promoted everything that you need to. The reason being is that it's really slow because it's using not your zombie boost. So you can see to get from T9 to T10, it's taking me 2 hours. So let's say, what if you wanted to go from T8 to T10? One troop takes 109 here, and then one troop from T9 to 10 takes 116. That's with, my recruitment heroes on. Now, if you're looking here, one T9 to just build from scratch only takes 148, and then one T10. So it really, the only good news is that when you're promoting zombies, it doesn't take any extra beyond the difference of the biomedical costs. So it costs a lot less in terms of it only costs the differential between a T10 and a T8. Remember this table. So you can see it here. This table becomes relevant. So if you want to go from T9 to T10, that differential is it should only cost 13 biomedical resources, which is good because that's the rarest form. So here, if we try to promote it, we go from a T8 to a T9. And you can see that the biomedical cost here is there. Those 2 units is that 13. So that's good. But it just takes a lot longer from going from lower levels to, it's actually faster to build it from scratch because it's using different hero boosts. And so, also important, you don't have to switch heroes when you're recruiting zombies. It's always going to be the same speed. So let's switch back our heroes to our fleet. Whoops. All right. Now let's really dive into how can you maximize, what are the sources of getting these biochemical materials. So here you can see already, because I sped up that for demonstration purposes, I can actually build another 800. And I actually didn't kill anything today, so let's see if we can actually kill something and get some biomedical materials. So here you can see that there's a couple of different ways that you can get that. One of them is actually in your skills. So here, one of the skills that Saya has is this hormonal hyperplasia, where if you use it, you can get, it's not much, you can only get 5,000. Of course, when you are hunting for zombies, when you actually hunt for a zombie on the world map, you get not much, but you get 50 for level 30. I think for level 29, if I've killed one, you get 48 or something. So let's see if I can actually suicide, and if there is any troops there, can I kill that? And you can get some biochemical materials. And the level that you get those biochemical materials is dependent on your gene research in this table here. So I found out that, my research level is, I think, at M4. So when I kill a T10 troop at M4 level, I'm going to get 15.5 biochemical material. So I just did an attack, and I wanted to demonstrate one more thing. You can see here in your biomedical hospital, when you have wounded soldiers, you can actually use, so once you've finished healing the infected, these accumulate and they're not useless. You can actually use them to get nutrients to speed up emptying out your biochemical hospital. So that's one demonstration that I wanted to show. This button right here, just to demonstrate it here. It's this little plus because some people miss it. Hit that plus right there. Okay, I really don't need it because I just killed a few troops, and over time it finishes accumulating in the biomedical hospital. So you can use that. You can see that this conversion rate here of 19 per second. This is really important to keep in mind. So when you have a big attack that failed, or you get attacked and your base gets attacked and your hospital limit is exceeded, you get 30,000 relief here. But when you're healing them, the maximum that you can heal at a time, you get nutrients worth 300,000. Even at 19 or 20 per second, that fills up in 4 hours. So you need to remember to every 4 hours to come back and actually collect those troops when you do. When it's completely filled, it'll give you an indication. But if it's already healed as much as it can and there's still troops remaining, it actually won't give you an indication. So keep that in mind. Okay, so one more tip. When you're going into your treatment room and deciding which one of these between Saya and Lucy to give gifts to, if you're like me and most other people that actually started the game before Saya was introduced, your Lucy is going to be at a higher level. So, when you go through the normal, clicks to get the intimacy level updates and answering questions, it is better to give all your gifts to Saya so that, because once Lucy's max, it really doesn't do any good to give her gifts. So give all your gifts to Saya. That's my other tip. And then one more thing is that, when you get the questions of when they ask you a question, because this is a silly dating game, make sure that after you answer the question correctly, that you click her, to get an extra 50. So that is in another video, and I have all the Saya answers in another video that I will link down in the description below as well. We are going to end with a demonstration of the zombie skill, which is a fantastic skill. You can see here in the biomedical technology when you're looking at the zombie skill here, this one, that basically attacks the back row. So I'm going to show that. It's on a farm, so let's go ahead and see it. Bonus content. This is my buddy Zakat, who accidentally sent all his zombies when he wanted to suicide one bike to just check his stats and his LRA. So you can see here's his fleet, and you can see that these zombies really killed. What I really want to show you guys is that this was in cosmic, perfect timing, great research, and an experiment that I didn't even think to do. So you can see the zombies. Pay close attention. At the 9-second mark, he's going to do his blaster cannon's skill on the snipers in the back. It's going to be like a green. There's the skill. Boom! Just killed 50,000 snipers with one hit. It's going to do it again. Watch the snipers. There's the skill, and then boom, 34.6k. So this is where he, of course, this is a great way to use the retreat card. He was able to retreat the card after, I think, 15 seconds or so in battle. And what you can really see there is that zombies, they really proved their worth as an offensive force. And you can see that skill here. So if you click on your biomedical technologies, you can see the skill here at the top left, blaster cannon level 3. It basically does massive damage in one single blow. It becomes effectively one of the energy troopers, right? It targets the back row. That's why it hit the sniper. And that was disastrous. So of course it's not going to be working that well against players because this was a farm and those were weaker troops. But nonetheless, that was an amazing demonstration.